Hey everybody, my name is Coco and I am the host and founder of Chatterbox Podcast. I wanted to give you a quick overview of the podcast before we get into this. So on it, I like to interview young entrepreneurs, rappers, singers, artists, athletes, young people who are doing amazing things in their community. I feel personally obligated to assist in rewriting our narrative as Black people. And I think the media does a great job of showing the things that aren't so great and the things that don't necessarily push us forward. I personally know a lot of people who are getting in there and making these changes happen. I know people who are breaking down barriers, accomplishing their goals, and breaking cycles. And I feel like we need to talk about those things more. Now, just a little bit of insight on why we're here today. I thought I'd start with explaining that. So first, quarantine, that's why we're here. But in all seriousness, as I expressed to these women that you're going to see in this panel, I've had the desire to connect with women of all personal and professional backgrounds in the hopes that some of the beautiful insight might rub off on me. And I thought, I couldn't be the only person with this desire. So with the push, I did decide what better time to make this happen than now. All the women you will see in this panel before you are incredibly talented, informed, wise, and connected people who were handpicked for this purpose. During the course of this panel, I hope that you gain inspiration, joy, information, and a sense of community amongst one another. I hope you share this with another person who you feel might benefit from this conversation. And up first, in the first part of this panel, the women are going to be discussing the expectations that they have for themselves, the expectations they have for one another, the best advice that they've gotten, and you get to hear a little bit of insight about that. So please stay tuned for the different parts of this panel. Up first is Panels, Part 1, Women Who Connect.
If I could have all of you ladies introduce yourselves, I'll call out the name of the person that I'd like to introduce themselves. I want you to tell me your preferred name, your profession, and then a little background on you.
My name is Aaliyah. I'm 24 years young. It's such a blessing, and I'm so grateful to be here and be a part of this panel. Right now, I am currently holding 3 titles. I am a marginal trader within the foreign exchange market. I own a boutique, an online boutique, and I also mentor.
My name is Cerinthia Parker. Corinne, thank you for inviting me to this panel of all these lovely women. My professional name is Dr. Cerinthia Parker. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I'm the first Black female orthopedic surgeon in the state of Illinois.
I am Montia Gardner, soon to be Dr. Montia Gardner. I am a doctoral candidate, a minister and a researcher for the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. I have a professional development company for teachers and a private tutoring business, as well as I'm working on a bunch of different research as it deals with social capital, which is exactly what Corinne is doing here right now, is creating capital for all of us to be able to reach out to other people who might have resources for us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Corinne, for putting this together. I am already extremely impressed just with some of the introductions that have already happened. My name is Dinah Ashford. I am a devout Christian, and I believe that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. In terms of my career, I am the owner of Working Solutions Incorporated, which offers information technology consulting services to leading corporations in a variety of fields.
Hello, I am Gloria Chapman. I am the Executive Director for Dancepiration Center Incorporated. I own my own dance studio. About a year and a half ago, closed the studio doors, but it's still in partnership with many other companies and schools and educational facilities. And then I'm also the coordinator of dance for Southland College Prep and have been since its inception back in 2010.
Hey ladies, my name is Katana. Corinne, this is awesome. As far as a profession, I am a life coach, so I go by Katana K. The K is for my middle name. And I also have a YouTube channel.
Hi everybody, My name is Brianna Reed. You can call me B. I am in the mental health field, so I'm a mental health professional. Right now, I'm in pursuit of my master's degree, so I can become licensed as a licensed clinical professional.
Ladies, I'm a professional dancer and choreographer. Right now, I currently am a dance instructor at the Inspiration Center, as well as a dance instructor for an after-school program, XTEAM, at Barack Obama School of STEM and Leadership.
My name is Amber Loren. My stage name is A. Loren. I am a dance instructor. I currently work for District 163. They have me in multiple buildings, so not just middle school, but the babies as well. I'm a dance instructor at the Inspiration Center Incorporated. Aside from that, I am an aspiring artist.
I am Shakira Harris. For my profession, I work in outside sales, but I primarily travel for a living. Usually every Monday, I pack up my suitcase, head to my region for work, and I head back home on Friday. During the week, I am spending the majority of my life and time in a different state.
Hi, everybody. Come on, Corinne, for this backdrop. I am here for it. I am a producer for MTV and VH1 in the development department. I develop new show ideas as well, continue to elevate the shows that are on air. One of my new series will be coming out on Monday called To Catch a Beautician. It airs on VH1 at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. Y'all don't know, I've been telling everybody, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy around 6. I'm going to be on a podcast for an interview. Sorry. My name's Tony. I go by Tony with an I. I am a spa manager, and I am also a self-love influencer. I am also an aspiring esthetician.
Hello. Shanette Beasley, and my profession is I am a project manager in telecommunications. I've been doing that for probably closing in on 40 years. I was one of the first Black women that worked in a terminal in Chicago. And so that was exciting, scary, and yeah, a lot of challenges at that time, you know.
Good evening. It is so exciting to see all these beautiful faces. My name is Regina Evans. By education, I'm a dance teacher, instructor. I co-own 5 Primerica services with my husband. I'm also a co-founder of the AALC, which is the African American Leadership Council within Primerica, which is comprised of couples that earn over $200,000 in order to be able to be a part of that company. So that was one of our things, and our goals is to make sure that we're saving lives financially.
The first question I would like to ask the panelists, what expectations do you have for yourself?
To be a servant leader, one who is always willing to put others before themselves. So definitely holding myself to a high standard is what I strive to do daily.
Walking in my purpose that God has planned for me, being in my own journey, being in my own lane, not allowing outside distractions to dictate who I am as a person and what God has for me as my destination.
Be the best person that I can possibly be, to make certain that when I go to bed at night, I know that day I've done the absolute best I can do. I try to leave it all, out there.
Always strive for excellence, and no matter what, to keep on push myself past my limitations.
What expectations, if any, do you have for other women, and then more specifically Black women?
That's an interesting question, because I was sitting here thinking like, oh, the expectation, because sometimes I feel like I have expectations and I get disappointed, but I guess I will hope for, women to be authentic and transparent with other women of color. We get so caught up in holding things close to the chest. People aren't as open to share in fear of their opportunities being taken or whatever it may be.
Empowerment. The more we are a union and united and all as one, then we can see and understand through each other's perspectives.
We need to discover who we are truly early. And then with that, to separate what happened to you and who you truly are. Start learning how to love each other, respect each other, and help everyone. So I think we're all saying pretty much the same thing, that we definitely need love, respect for sisterhood, respect for what someone else does. Don't get hung up in titles. Get hung up in serving and what you can contribute. And also just to learn to listen. Sometimes, we just need someone to listen, to hear, so that we can then develop our thoughts.
You just jump into my head, Miss Regina.
Well, we've always been on the same wavelength.
I'm telling you, oh my God. Oh, so I wanted to back up a little bit, Corinne, because you asked what are your expectations for yourself. I certainly can't give an expectation for others that I don't expect for myself. Get the lesson. We talk about, wanting to be our best and all the things that we want to pursue in life. In that, we're going to have so many challenges and trials and tribulations. And this was a hell of a year at work. Every step of the way, I had to I felt like I was in this valley where you're just trying to get through. Keep going until you get the lesson. And because there's a lesson in everything. And so the journey is tough. It's more of an encouragement than an expectation, is to encourage people to keep going until you get the lesson. You're going to get a lesson.
My hope is for women to also switch the mindset that we have. I feel like when we look at other women, we automatically measure her up. I just wish that if we all showed up as our best self in the world, you know what I'm saying? We would act out of love, because it wouldn't be any competition. Let's work together. Let's heal together. Let's share our stories together, to become one. My expectation really this year has been just living in my truth, being okay with, I don't feel good today, or I'm not feeling 100%, or I'm in a joyful mood, being my most genuine self at all times. So many things are fake, and it's just being genuine, being okay with being imperfect, and just being on this journey of evolving. And I think that's just really important.
Mentoring. I feel that that's very, very important. One of my models is that mentors make mentors. Knowing that you have purpose on earth, there are some things that, quite frankly, might not get done unless you do it. So knowing that you have purpose, that you're created for a reason, walk in your purpose. And when you can walk in your purpose, you really walk in your power.
You ladies pretty much said it all. I just wanted to just kind of share and emphasize what everyone just said, why is it important. Womanhood was something that I struggle with, and Corinne, she knows me personally, where she knows that I went on this journey trying to figure out what is womanhood, and especially what is Black womanhood. What does this mean to me? I have nothing but males in my family, pretty much. And so it was kind of difficult trying to understand womanhood and femininity, because a lot of times I'll hear certain things, and it's been associated with weakness. The journey has been, I struggle with it because I was feeling things but didn't really know how to express them. I have my mom and my grandma, which are they're supportive in my life, but I also feel like they kind of fell in those patterns as well. Just wanted to share that to emphasize why the question that you asked is really important, how it can, help, the future.
As Black women more specifically, do you feel obligated to attain a certain level of success?
I grew up in a household where excellence was literally the mantra. It came from my great grandmother. There was a saying that says, once a task first begun, do not leave until it's done. Be your labor great or small, do it well or not at all. But my own personal excellence journey came when I got to undergrad. And I went to DePaul University. I went in Chicago, and it was a far cry from my home in Gary, Indiana. Of course, I felt really inadequate being there my first year. But I walked into a communications class, and there was a lady named Dr. Kimberly Moffitt. And it was the first time at 19 that I had seen a Black PhD. And so to answer your question, why is it that Black women feel, or maybe should feel, that we should always strive for excellency, is because there are so many things that we have not been allowed to do in this country, that once we make it to that particular place, we unconsciously open up the door for other women to walk through. And all of the areas that we're in, there is somebody behind us who never knew that that was an option for them. I try to strive for excellence. It's not necessarily about me. It's about somebody else being able to see me and walk in the doors that I open for them simply by being the best of who I am.
I do believe that Black women are limitless. We are capable of doing anything that we set our minds to. I have an obligation to show every single person that I come into contact with that your success is determined upon your belief level. Not just a one-way street for every single person that has success. I would have never been introduced into the different forms of mentorship. And I do believe that we as Black women do have an obligation to show what the different types of success does look like.
These have all been wonderful. When I think of excellence, for me, it's always been in my family. I see myself as the descendant of sharecroppers going back to slavery, of course. I think specifically about my great-grandmother, who fought hard with her 12 children to get a one-room shack for them. And I think of the deed that was passed down to me for that home that she has. Excellence is what got her there. Excellence in her time, in her strength, is what moved and had that one little room for her and her children. I think that whatever my field is, mine happens to be telecommunications, someone may be a worker at McDonald's. Whatever your field is, do it with excellency. Do that with the best of your ability. And I'm always thinking about my great-grandmother Lottie, who that's what she put in her children. And each of her 12 children became successful in their right. I feel I've done that in my field, successful constantly. I don't care how old I get, and I am 56, I'm still yearning for learning, okay? And whatever I can do to make myself better in my field. And I've passed that on to my daughter. And when she becomes a mother, I expect her to pass that forward. Yes, I expect excellency at the best of what you can do.
A lot of you were kind of saying this, a similar thing. I think it's fair to expect the excellence because we don't have the luxuries that maybe our counterparts have had. But I like that you all are saying that being excellent in our own right or in our own space and what success is considered for us, because it does look different for everybody. And it's unfair to say that because you're a lawyer, I have to be a lawyer too. It's okay to be different in our profession or even whatever level of class, if that's how you're measuring it. Whatever you're doing should be done with excellence in that way. So I think that's very fair. Candace said, in media, we always have to be excellent because it's very few of us in that field. Yes, girl. We have to pave the way for more of us so that we can write the narrative and not what they want us to be. And then Shakira said, excellence in every season. Absolutely. Amber said, being excellent at everything you will do always will open the door for opportunity. People are always watching. The next question is, what is the most valuable advice you've ever gotten or learned? So this can be in personally, professionally, or just something you heard that you were like, man, this was good.
I would say the best advice I recently just received was from my pastor. In one of the sermons, he spoke on still people, S-T-I-L-L, meaning people who are still negative, still in the same spot when you met them, people who are still hating on other people who are still just talking negatively about life and just are still in the same space, still joy. And I feel like along with all of us at being excellent in what we do, we encounter so many different people, so many different energies, and just being centered in allowing yourself to distance yourself from people that are still in the same spaces, because oftentimes they will push their fears onto you, which will allow you to be just as still with them.
Best advice that I received was probably advice about my career, actually. The best advice I got was from a Christian mentor, actually, and she said, don't put God in a box. When you sometimes think about, oh, I don't know if I'm capable, I'm a little bit fearful, am I really ready? You're really putting the focus on you. So me and my own strength and me and my own capabilities, no, I can't get there. But with God, I can do all things. With God, all things are possible.
One piece of advice that I've received recently is if you're stuck, don't stay there. If you're running, keep moving. When you feel stuck, when you feel stagnant, when you feel like you're running in place, it's not because you are not capable of moving forward. It's because you choose to see more of a problem and an issue rather than the solutions. Times where we can feel fearful or scared or apprehensive or cautious of a lot of things that we have never tried before, or we've never put ourselves in the environment to experience. And a lot of that comes from, things that we've either heard, things that we've either seen, and a lot of the times we're usually in our own heads about a lot of the time of us actually moving forward. Don't let distractions, don't let, the things that are happening around you in your environment, don't let the naysayers, talk you out of what you're already, doing or pursuing, because a lot of the times they don't see what you do behind the scenes. Don't allow what other people do not see as being something that you envision stop you from doing what you are called to do.
I hope you've been enjoying it so far. Up next is a little preview of what you're going to see in part 2 of Women Who Connect.
A lot of the young women that start, or men, mostly women that come into the field, some in my age group have a fear of them taking their job because you're younger, you're quicker, etc. And me, when I meet young women that are open, because if you're open, I'm willing.
I would like to thank all of the women who are a part of this panel. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. It means more than you know. Thank you for allowing me to experience this with you. I'm happy to say that all the people who I asked to be a part of this panel were able to be a part of it, which means that the conversation that I envisioned in my head was able to come into fruition. So that really means a lot to me that you guys were able, that you said you were able to be a part of it, and then you were. Means the world. To the panel and to those who are watching, I hope that you all got as much out of this as I did. I hope that you are able to have some insight, and I hope this brought you joy and that sense of community that I mentioned earlier. Also, to those who are watching, if this is something that you'd like to see more of, please let me know. What did you think about this panel? If you'd like to see a collection of different people, if you'd like to see a collection of men or what have you, please let me know. I'm open to suggestion, and I always like hearing feedback, both positive and negative, as long as it is constructive. Please email me at chatterboxpodcast18@gmail.com. Again, that's chatterboxpodcast18@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Coco with Chatterbox Podcast. If you're watching in the morning, good morning. If you're watching at night, good night. Thank you so much.